He wants to move. What they're asking.
Hello, hello, and welcome. My name is the Shamika Charmaine, and I'm so elated that you have joined us today. This is going to be really quick. It is our 7 steps. We are getting ready to say yes. It is our mortgage prep course. Hello, and welcome. My name is the Shamika Charmaine, and I'm so elated that you have joined us today. This is going to be really quick. It is our 7 steps. We are getting ready to say yes. Okay, I had to get the volume there, and I had a little feedback. So I'm going to start recording now so that we can have this video for later. So let me record. Welcome. Good afternoon or good morning. Depending on when you are watching the replay. My name is the Shamika Charmaine, and here are our 7 steps to mortgage readiness. Definitely want to start off by saying thank you so much for clicking on this video, for taking the first steps. We are going to not only provide you with this video, but you also, if you click the link down below, there is a workbook for you as well, filled with links for the information that we're going to go over. Also, mortgage calculators. There is also a glossary, right? It's going to go over a lot of the terms that you're going to hear throughout your mortgage process while you are getting that yes. We're already speaking it into existence. So you're going to have your glossary, you're going to have your mortgage calculators as well, right? Although your realtor is going to walk you through the steps once you get your offer letter, but it's really great so that you know those numbers. I'm going to show you how to crunch those numbers. You're going to have the tools that you need in the palm of your hand while you are navigating these mortgage streets. Okay, so let's jump right into it. Now, I'm not going to share my screen on today because once again, you're going to get this information when you click the link down below. You're going to have this workbook to walk through these steps right along with you. Not going to keep you very long because we're not going to make this overcomplicated, right? Because the steps to home ownership, they're very simple. And what we're providing for you on today is not just for you to get your first home, but it's so that you can keep your home and then move on to your next. It is a piece of real estate, your legacy, something that you're able to pass down to your family from generation to generation. And I'm once again so elated and so happy that you are walking and navigating these steps along with me. Now, for step number 1, right, is actually what you're doing now, right? It is mentally preparing yourself that yes, you can purchase a home. Not only can you purchase a home, but this doesn't even have to be your only home, right? You can actually purchase up to 4 doors, should you like, not only just one, but you could purchase multiple homes, and then that can be like some incoming revenue, right? Those other three can be revenue, and you're staying in one. We're going to talk about that as well. So step number 1 is that mentality. Getting yourself prepared for home ownership, saying that you can have a piece of the American dream. That's step number 1. Getting this course, understanding the tools, the steps that you need, right, in order to say yes. Galvanizing that team. So it's going to be not only just someone to help you with your finances more in your budget, understanding your credit, making those best practices now, as well as once you have your home. Yeah, because it doesn't stop, right? So once you obtain those keys, all of the lessons, all of the best practices that you have put into place, all the budgeting, everything that you've put into place, you're going to keep that going even while you have your home, because your credit has increased because you're a homeowner. Now with those best practices, the sky is the limit. So your first home is now going to be that step to your next, okay? So it's galvanizing that team, the person that's helping you with your credit or your budget, right? Understanding who your loan officer is, the person that's going to get you to the money. and then your realtor. And if you have someone that's dual like our team, you may have a realtor that's also a loan officer that's going to be even a added plus, right? Because that relationship has already been built. So you are with one team that's going to take and help navigate you through this process. Okay. So having that team together actually helps you with this process. One, to help you get the money. The second person to help you shop for the home. Okay. And that is going to be your mortgage team. Now, understanding number one that you see there, if you've already clicked the link below, that first module is credit matters, right? So you're going to understand your credit report, making sure that there's that everything is correct, right? That there aren't any things that are incorrect. Those discrepancies can lower your score. Okay, so make sure that everything is correct. You're paying things on time. You're living within your means. Not only are you paying things on time, but if you have a credit card, you're going to pay things prior to that to the date that it is submitted to the credit bureau. Okay, we talk about that in the workbook as well. So that way, what you're using, your utilization is below 20%. Okay, so these little hacks, these things are what you're doing to ensure that your credit is where it needs to be, that your credit stays where it needs to be. Okay, not only will it ensure that you are eligible for a home loan, but 600 or more, if that credit is higher than that, that's going to put you in places that you need to be in order to receive down payment assistance programs, if that's something that you're interested in. Some down payment assistance programs help with your down payment as well as your closing costs. And typically your credit would need to be 600 or 620. Okay, so we're going to already start working towards that so that we have ourselves not only eligible for a home loan, but also puts us at place and eligible for down payment assistance, right? The more barriers we remove to preventing us from owning a home, the better. Okay, so this is all about solutions, all about information so that we can get you closer to your yes. Also, another thing that we're going to talk about in regards to credit and making sure that those things are correct, that you're paying things on time or prior to the time, keeping that utilization below 30, but if 30 and 20%, but you're also ensuring that your existing debt, your existing bills, right, are not more than 50% of your income. You're keeping your debt to income ratio low. Debt is things going out. Income is what's coming in. We are not making this overcomplicated. We are not making this hard. We're keeping it easy peasy. Okay, and we're going to keep that less than 50%. And if not, we're going to work with either getting additional income in, or let's reevaluate where some of our finances, where our money is going. So it puts us in a better position for home ownership. Okay, also income stability. Making sure that what we have now is a stable place. We have income coming in from, if not one, but multiple sources, right? If that thing changes or ends, right? The bank, the loan officer, they're looking at, do you have other income? Do you have a reserve? Do you have 401k savings, things of that nature, right? And if not, it's okay. We're going to start today. Okay, so knowing is half the battle. And if these things are not in place, then you have some homework to get them in place so that you can be in the best position possible to get that yes for your new home. Okay. Third, we're going to manage our debt. We're going to make sure that we're understanding and not creating new debt while we are in this home ownership process, because the bank is looking at that as well. New cars, new debt, new furniture, things of that nature, right? We're going to abstain from that right now because our goal is home ownership. So we're not making new purchases, new debt right now, okay? Now that pre-approval, what does that look like, right? So we're showing our reserves. We have 2 years of work history, 2 years of tax returns. We also are going to, of course, have your ID as well, right? Social, just showing that stability. Now that's for a traditional loan, right? However, there are some loans that we're going to talk about wherein your personal credit isn't the priority. The priority is going to be placed on the type of real estate that you choose. If that real estate is generating revenue, then oftentimes the approval is based upon that property and the income that it's going to generate. That's for those with multiple doors as well, for our DSCR loan individuals, and we're going to definitely get into that also. But I just wanted to make sure that you were aware that there are sometimes that your personal credit is not the primary factor. What we're looking at for that approval are things like that property itself, which is the debt service coverage ratio. Okay, that's what you may hear commonly known as DSCR. Okay, that's for our real estate investors because some of them, when you're getting those approved, they're not owner occupied. And if you are going to be owner occupied, then those are some of our FHA loans that actually approves up to 4 doors, right? And you have to be owner occupied in that one. So you would stay in one and rent out the other doors, okay? The way that you get approval for that particular loan type is the income that's going to be generated, the revenue that's going to be generated by those additional doors, okay? So that way, having a realtor on the team that understands those numbers, that understands the location, also puts you at a better place of that approval. Okay. Also in the workbook below. Now it seems like, oh my gosh, I can't keep up. I can't take notes. What did she say? That's why this is recorded. You're always able to go back. And don't forget, you have resources down below that's going to walk you through everything. You also have a self-paced course. Okay. And that course is going to give you a certificate at the end. That course is also sometimes used for various down payment assistance programs. Okay, so it's a 2-for-1. Not only you're going to get the information and the education, because the more you know, right, the better it sets you in position for that approval, as well as preventing some of the downfalls, some of the mistakes, some of the horror stories that you see online. Oftentimes that comes from not the realtor, it's not the loan officer, it's not who's in office, it's not always just racist or something in regards to discrimination. Sometimes it is just lack of knowledge, lack of understanding, something that we did not know, right? So that's why I congratulate you all today, because you're wanting to know. You're taking the steps to know, what do I need to do in order to say that, to get that yes in home ownership. And that's what this is going to provide you with, okay? Quick overview, and then all of your resources down below. Now, should you have any questions in that meantime, or if you're ready to go right now and you're wanting to say yes to your new address, then also reach out to me. My telephone number is 800-746-0857, or you can comment down below or visit theshamikacharmaine.com, and we will gladly reach out to you. Make sure that we help you and get you that approval. We have not only dual loan officer and realtors, but we have a full service staff that can definitely help navigate and help you with the mortgage in your next home purchase. Okay. Now, after we go through credit, right, and understanding our finances, now we have that yes, okay? Now we're able to start shopping. Now we have what's called a pre-approval, right? And based on that offer and in your personal finances, right, you're going to see exactly how much, right, the bank or that mortgage company is going to give you to shop. Okay, and with that pre-approval letter, now you take that with your realtor, and you and your realtor are going to go shopping for your new home. Now, some things that are going to take place next are going to be like your appraisal. You're going to have a home inspection, things of that nature, right? And a lot of people think, oh my gosh, it's so much to this, but these are safety nets to help to make sure that what you're purchasing is going to benefit you, that you don't have all these horror stories, that you're not spending not only your mortgage, right? You've moved into a new house and now you find out it's a money pit, or that when you resell now it's less valuable, right? You don't want that. So you want to take the precautions up front. And also some banks require this in order for them to lend you the money. They want to make sure that the person selling that home is honest. They're going to go off of what is a factual on that report. Okay, so those are things that you might also hear called closing costs. Okay, these are the various fees that you're paying, different things that you need to have in your reserve in regards to that mortgage process. Okay, safety nets. Trust me, do not skip in these areas. These are great safety nets. But that's what you're doing during this time, right? You're making sure that the home has what it's supposed to have and everything in that description is correct. And then going behind the walls, right? Things that you can't see. We're not pros. We don't understand that. Didn't go to school for that. So we want to make sure everything behind the scenes, the roof, HVAC, your plumbing, your walls, the foundation, you want to make sure that the bones of that home is exactly what they said. Okay. So that's your appraisal. Those are your as well as your inspection. Okay. And then once you move forward through that, now you found your home. You're going to negotiate the that purchase price for the home. That's where the realtor comes into play, okay? Because they have you in mind and they're going to negotiate for what works best in your interest, okay? If you need some down payment assistance or if you need some closing cost assistance, they're able to actually reach out to the owner who's selling that home. These are called concessions, right? You may hear that through your realtor, and they're able to help with certain costs because they want to sell the home. Okay, so those are some things to look into as well. Information down below. We're going to keep this train rolling. Remember, you can rewind and go back. You can pause and stop. You can write, and you have your workbook and full course in the comments down below. Now, in addition to working with your realtor, right? You're understanding negotiating that purchase price, right? Now you're going to closing, okay? And then through your closing, that's what we talked about finances as well, okay? Because until you get the keys, you still want to ensure that you are doing everything that the loan officer gave you as best practices. No new big purchases. You don't want to change jobs in this time frame, right? I've seen it all happen before. So now is your time to sit still while you get that yes. Once everything is done and you get those keys, then there's some different things that you're able to change and maneuver at that time. But during this closing process, you do not have the keys as of yet. Okay. So no major purchases, still pay everything on time or prior to the due date. No new purchases, no new debt. And no changing of your job. Okay. We want you to have a yes to your home ownership. Now, once you get the yes, once you get your keys, now those best practices that you learned concerning your finances, you're going to want to keep that up because not only is this your home, but now you want this to be your first home, your next home, your investment that you're going to use for your next home. You want to pay things on time, even with your home, because your credit is increased. And now this is going to be your stepping stool for creating legacy for your family. Okay. Now, we also have some various things that we can talk about when it comes to various mortgage products, right? And down payment assistance, what that looks like, anywhere between 3 to 5% of that mortgage price. Also, down payment assistance start at like 620 or above. And then there's various mortgage products. If you're a veteran, we have VA, right? If you're thinking about a rural area, and that is the USDA loan, right? Wherein there's a zero down payment. Maybe you need something wherein your down payment isn't traditional, like 5%, but maybe 3.5%. That's our FHA products, right? Those are most common for fair to moderate income individuals. And with that, you're able to purchase your home, right? You still want to have that great credit, but they also say yes with as low as a 580. Now, our goal, remember, is between 600 and 620 because we want you to have down payment assistance. We want you also to have the lowest interest rate as well. Interest rate also determines your mortgage payment monthly. Okay. So the higher your credit, the lower that rate will be. Okay. And we want it to be as comfortable for you as possible. Then you also have your conventional loans as well. And there's some updates and concerning our Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac products as well, right? Which are so great for our community. So those are the range of various mortgage products, but there's also some untraditional ones as well, right? For our business owners out there, maybe you don't have that 2-year tax return from your W-2 or employer, but you have a profit and loss statement. Okay, or maybe you need a DSCR where we're looking solely at the property itself, not your personal credit. We also, there's construction loans as well, right? Where you're able to close in a single loan wherein you're building your home, right? And getting those finances for your home to be built and you're closing all in one loan. There are so many mortgage products out there, so many ways that we can say yes to your home. Do not allow what you see on the internet or someone else's horror story to prevent you from purchasing your next home. Reach out to us today, right? And allow us to see exactly where you are and create a game plan to your yes. Remember, home ownership is a part of the American dream, and you deserve it as well. If you have any questions concerning home ownership, I'd love to help navigate and help you to your yes. My name is the Shamika Charmaine, and you feel free to reach out to me at 800-746-0857. Meanwhile, have a wonderful day.